Hi, I'm going to show you three very interesting positions from round two. In this game between Ahan and Shreyas 1001 played queen takes queen. Ahan took back with the f pawn, activating his rook. But then came rook e2, hitting g2 and hitting c2. White is left with only one way to save the pawn. It's not just the pawn. If you allow, like for example, if you play something normal, then it will be a mistake because rook takes g2 check, and then it will soon be checkmate. Rook takes g3 will be checkmate. So Ahan played rook f2, stopping that threat, but then rook e1 check. Ahan came back because there was no other move. Shreyas just repeats. Shreyas basically caught Ahan in a repetition, and the game ended in a draw. So the mistake by Ahan was a few moves back before this, when queen took the queen, Ahan should have taken with the h pawn. Then it's fine because rook e2 you can always play pawn c4. There was no threat on g2. But he took with the f pawn and that allowed rook e2 drawing the game. In a very interesting game between Rutvik and Nandita, this was a position. White played rook c1. Rutvik is up by a full piece, up by a knight. Right now, White is trying to play rook h3, but it's already covered. So all Rutvik has to do is play knight g7 or play bishop e6 and develop his pieces. Rutvik plays a natural move, a move that looks like it should be played. He plays bishop f5. And that move actually turns out to be a mistake because Nandita just takes that bishop. Rook takes bishop. It's a sacrifice. But after pawn takes, queen takes, there is no way to stop the checkmate. Queen takes h7, h7 is unstoppable. Black cannot even move anything to make space for the king. So basically, in this position, Ludwig is just lost. He plays knight f6, but that doesn't change anything. Still, the same threat is there. And after rook f8, making space for the king, queen check, king moves, and queen h8. And we have a very nice checkmate. So Ludwig's mistake was here. After bishop f5, bishop f5 was a mistake. But after bishop f5, rook takes, he could have still made it a slightly better position for him. It is not no longer winning for him. His piece is gone. But he could have played knight g7 and refused to take back the rook. If he plays knight g7, it's an equal position. He's a pawn up, slightly better. Material is equal, but he's material is one pawn up for Ritwik, and the position is slightly better for him. He could have done this, but he just took, and then he realized that there's no way to stop the checkmate. In another game between Vihans and Gupta, 8-1-10 versus Arush 3, 6-6-3, we have a typical move by Black. Black has just played knight takes knight, pawn takes back, and bishop takes pawn. The white king is completely open now. This usually happens when a bishop pins your knight, and you just move the queen away, allowing all this to happen. Now white has no defense. He cannot do anything because he could try bringing more pieces to the side, like knight e2 would be an idea, knight e2, knight g3, but even that will not save him. He just played rook e1, but then black just plays queen h4, threatening queen h1 checkmate, and it's a checkmate that you cannot stop. There's simply no moves. White just delayed the checkmate by playing bishop take, rook takes, but then he had to allow the checkmate. So three very nice positions from round two of the first summer tournament.